Okay, so good morning everyone. So today we'll be going to discuss about the second lesson of our module 3, which is all about functional strategies in marketing. So basically, based on what we have previously discussed, there are certain strategies that we need to implement based on lesson 1's lesson on nature of strategic implementation for us to deliver as a competitive advantage and value to our respective business enterprises or organization. In this particular lesson, we're going to further discuss and concentrate our discussion on about functional strategies in marketing. So before that, we're going to discuss first what are the objectives in this particular lesson. So basically, we have two major objectives in this particular lesson, which are as follows. Number one, you should understand the purpose of establishing functional strategies in the organization. And number two, we learn what consists upon implementing marketing strategy. So first and foremost, what is a functional strategy all about? When we say functional strategy, it is the approach of a functional area that takes to achieve corporate and business unit objectives and strategies by maximizing resource productivity. In other words, when we say functional strategy, it's a strategy on a specific business function. So we have already learned, or either you already learned from your previous or other courses this particular semester, that there are several business functions in our organization, which are but not limited to, such as marketing, based on your ENT 104 or market research and consumer behavior class. We have HR or human resource management. We have accounting, finance. We have also operations, strategic management, and organizational development. So these particular functions in a business organization should be tackled with specific functional strategy in order for it to deliver value, or in other words, so that an organization can be able to attain a competitive advantage. And these particular strategies should maximize its resource productivity, because we all know that a specific organization has a limited resource allocation in each particular strategy that he or she may implement. And thus, we should maximize it in order to attain business objectives and corporate strategies. So, according to Garrett R. Jones, functional strategy is a plan of action to strengthen an organization's functional and organizational resources, as well as its coordination abilities in order to create core competencies. In other words, when we say functional strategy, it practically pertains to your internal factors, such as your strengths and weaknesses, because these particular strategies can basically controlled by an organization. So if ever these particular strategies will be strengthened by an organization or business enterprise, therefore it will create into incapability. A capability will then be yielded into a core competency, and a core competency will therefore give the organization the necessary competitive advantage to become competitive vis-a-vis its competitors in the industry where it is operating. So, when all functional departments of any organization, either its marketing, finance, human resource, operations, legal, supply chain, or information technology work together in same direction to cover the business level objectives, and hence, by doing so, achieve the corporate level goals, then only the basic purpose behind functional level strategies can be fulfilled. Each functional department carries out its own functional responsibility by executing short and medium-term plans to play its to play its role in meeting overall corporate objectives. For example, in marketing strategy, the process may focus on selecting the target market, developing a market plan that may satisfy the overall needs of the target customers. So basically, this particular notion of a functional strategy entails that every business function should interrelate or correlate or coordinate with each other for them to have a unified or unison corporate strategy in order for them to deliver the value that is necessary to create the necessary core competencies, capabilities that will deliver it, that will deliver that, that will deliver the organization and competitive advantage. Okay, so reasons why functional strategies are needed. So first, it aimed at making strategies formulated at the top management level practically feasible at the functional level. So in other words, functional strategies are very necessary, specifically on the implementation side. We have already known and we've already learned from our previous lessons and our previous discussions that um, strategic formulation is being formulated at the top management level, and it is being cascaded down to each individual business functions depending on a specific strategy that is suitable to that particular business function. So in other words, these particular formulated strategies being crafted by the top level management should be segregated and should be practical and should be applicable to a specific business function in order for that particular business unit to deliver the necessary, to implement the necessary strategies intended for them. Say, for example, do you think that a functional strategy for marketing is also applicable for operations? Or say, for example, a functional strategy for marketing is also applicable for human resource? Or a functional strategy for marketing is also applicable for finance? Maybe some, but not all. So in other words, we should be very specific on a business level function strategy so that these particular strategies will be implemented and executed properly by that particular business unit. Provide flow of strategic decisions to different part of organizations. So based on what I have discussed and based on what I have explained a while ago, that each specific business function level strategy is interrelated to each other. In other words, the business function marketing strategy is related to the operations. It's also operated to finance. It's also related to human resource. Say, for example, the pricing strategy, because uh, pricing strategy entails that you will need to have a cost efficient business operations so that you will be able to give your product offering at a limited or at a lower value or lower price level. Say, for example, if your marketing strategy entails to have a low cost marketing strategy, in other words, your specific product offering has a lower price offering compared to your competitors, it is very necessary that you, in terms of your operation strategy, should also aim to attain operational efficiency. In other words, dapat your operation should also be cost efficient so that when it comes to your pricing, product costing in terms of your finance, your specific product offering will have a lower product costing that will allow you to offer your product offering in a limited lower price compared or vis-a-vis to your competitors. Okay? So in other words, these particular business function strategies are interrelated, interconnected with each other. They are not mutually exclusive with each other, but therefore they should the strategic decisions in each of these particular business function should interrelate with each other. So the basis for controlling activities in the different level functional areas. So based on our previous discussion, we already known that strategic management process has three major functions. We have number one, strategic formulation, number two, strategic implementation, and number three, strategic control. So it is cognizant, it is important for us to have a, it is, it is important for us to have a strategic control because not all that are being formulated strategies will have the same output or the same goals in terms of execution or strategic implementation due to certain factors that were not practically considered during the strategic formulation process. So the time spent by functional managers in decision making is reduced as number one, plans lay down clearly what is to be done, and number two, policies provide a discretionary framework within which decisions need to be taken. It also helps in bringing harmony and coordination as they remain an important part or integral part of major strategies. And lastly, similar situations occurring in different functional areas are handled in a consistent manner by the functional managers. So in other words, there are specific situation that is very unique or peculiar to a specific business function, and therefore it is very important that the strategies that should be implemented, that should be given to the specific business function is suitable or applicable to that particular business function's situation or context. So in this next particular video, we will going to continue our discussion about functional marketing strategy, and we will going to elaborate further by giving a specific and unique and concrete example so that you will be able to you'll further able to understand what a functional marketing strategy is all about. That's it, and thank you.